last Friday, I went to Les Schwab. They have a free pre-trip inspection. So I went to that last Friday, and the verdict was I didn't need back tires. Even though they're old, they have great tread, and there is absolutely no sign of rot or anything like that. So, but they did agree with me that it would be smart to get new front tires. Not that they were horrible, but we want our steering tires to be in great shape. So I was going to feel more comfortable. I actually went in there expecting to get new front tires. Now, what they found out was, which was different than the previous mechanic's findings. The previous mechanic thought I needed front brakes worse than I needed back brakes. And he said the back brakes could wait if I just did the front brakes. Well, Les Schwab, this is their specialty, and they didn't try and sell me 6 tires. They agreed with me that front tires would work. Now, what they said with the brakes is that I needed back brakes, but my front brakes were fine. Now, the good news, and I've decided to take their word for it. The good news is my mechanic quoted me $1,500 for front brakes and $1,500 for back brakes. At Les Schwab, it's $1,000. So I'm saving a bit of money, and I'm excited about that. So today, this Friday, a week later, I took the bus back to get her back brakes done. We don't have a bus. Today it's sort of like we're living homeless. But the dogs were a little distressed. Now, they always are very excited when I put them in the pen and to go get something done with the bus. And then when I come back, it's celebration happy. Now, the first thing they wanted to do when they got out of the pen was to hightail it down here to the bus that wasn't here. RJ was a little upset, confused about it. And they really like to hang down here in our parking spot. Even if the bus isn't here, this is their home base, their yard. They're so cute. So, after my brakes are done today, I'm done with mechanical stuff on the bus. Now, if you watched the previous video, I was having issues. The previous mechanic stuck in the little code reader thing, and I think 4 or 5 codes showed up. Now, I have 2 knowledgeable viewers that are mechanics, and I texted them a picture of the codes, and they researched the codes, and they both basically came up with the same answer, which was, they said all of the codes had to do with fuel, and I had no power. It was like, so this was a fuel issue. Though it wasn't sputtering, I just had no torque. So but what was odd is once I had my oil changed and the oil filter and my air filter changed, the bus was running better. And as I was driving it home, it got better and better. And now my bus is running smoother and quieter than it ever has since I've had it. And one of the fixes for those codes was changing the air filter. And we know that diesel engines, you really need to keep up on the oil changes and filters and to keep them running smoothly. Now, what the guy said about the codes was that when one code goes off, it triggers other codes in that category. So basically it's telling them the different things to look at. But as it turns out, that's all my bus needed, because she's running better than she ever did. I'm feeling so secure now about taking my trip. I mean, very excited. I have a official taken off for the trip date. It's the last Saturday in October. I will be taking off. I think it's the 28th or the 29th. I forget. So I'm pretty excited about that. And you know what? This band of anxiety that has just been sort of strangling me is gone, because I'm secure that the bus is fine. I had, sort of like these nightmare scenarios that this was all going to cost me so much and completely drain me. Well, because I'm not leaving until the end of October, that's giving me extra paychecks and another Social Security check. So financially, I'm breathing a little easier. Not that I won't be on a budget and I have to be careful with my money, but I'm secure in the fact that I can make this trip. Now, Google Maps, you know how they have route options where you can avoid tolls or avoid highways and that type of stuff? They have a new one that is the fuel efficient route. And this route is taking me away on roads that I've never gone before. So I'm pretty excited about that. But then I also have another cool news thing. The first weekend in December, there is a tiny house festival in Phoenix. Now, my good friend Mary from Maximalist Minibus alerted me to this, and she's going. And so I checked with Betty, because the first week in December, Betty's still going to be in the hospital, so I won't be caretaking her. I'll just be taking care of the cats. So she has a friend that can come and feed the cats while I'm at the Tiny Home Festival that weekend. So woohoo, I'm so excited. I'm going to get to meet one of my dearest friends for the first time. I'm very excited about that. Now, it's going to be interesting. I'm hoping that along my trip there, I come across people who want to see the inside of the bus. I know that's one of the schooly people's things they don't like. They say it's like invading their privacy. Wherever they go, people want to look at the bus. Well, I'm hoping I run into those people, because Echo and RJ need practice accepting strangers walking through the bus, coming into the bus. Right now they aren't. Actually, RJ wouldn't be bad, but when Echo reacts like, "Roar, roar, roar, get out of my bus," then RJ thinks there's a reason to be alarmed. Now, nobody's running and attacking anybody, but nobody wants to walk into a bus where you have two dogs on the bed in the back barking and acting all fierce. So we have some training to do before we hit that festival, because one of those things is people come in and they tour the bus. So we're always in training, and I'm not worried about getting it done, because both these dogs are smart and they want to please me. So we have some specialized training for touring the bus going to be going on. If Jenny and Justin have any company, then I will ask them if they're willing to come in and check out the bus while I train my dogs not to bark at them. And anyone along the road that wants to see it, I will explain that situation. I'll say, yes, I need you to help me train my dogs. I promise nobody's going to attack you, but they're going to act fierce, and I'm trying to get them to tone it down. The dogs have retreated to behind the camera in the shade. That's why you don't see them. But we'll close this video with their reaction when I come home from work. Of course, I don't get to catch the initial reaction because it's dark, and when I first open the bus doors, they're like freaking out and jumping around and running circles around me, and then we go for our walk. And then we come into the bus, and we have our little play session on the bed, and then I feed them. And then about an hour later, we go out for one last walk in case they need to do any relieving of themselves. And I have to say, this clip that you're going to see is after they've been toned down a bit. There's the first rush of excitement and playing and jumping around, but by the time I got my tripod and phone set up, they toned it down a bit. So till next week, take care, stay safe, and thank you so much for watching.